Okay, have a call on this 2.5 Mitsubishi Electric high wall split. The call is that it's just not working, won't turn on. So first thing I'll do, a remote here. No, nothing there. Got a little emergency button. Nope, nothing happening there either. So we'll jump outside and see if we've got power at the outdoor. This is our outdoor unit here. You can see just a little baby one. It looks brand new though. I'd say within the last 2 years this thing's been installed, if not a year, man. It looks brand new. But yeah, I'll get this cover off here and we'll see if we've got power. So we've got our cover off, but before I even test for power, fucking look at this, bro. I think they've used, yeah, they have. They've used like thermostat cabling for the comms wire on this. Just fucking hell, man. Anyway, all right. We'll bring that up, but let's test for power first. So earth to live, active. We've got nothing. To neutral, nothing, and then just yeah, shits and gigs will go there as well. And nothing. All right, so I'm gonna have to pull this isolator off. Doesn't even look like that isolator's really. So, I don't know. It's all over the way. Anyway, I'll pull this cover off here, and we'll probably confirm what we already know anyway. But just make sure I haven't got power coming in. Power across the switch, nothing. So we're gonna go looking for a switchboard. Hopefully it's not too hard. But I was following this back, and look, it goes all the way up there, and then fucks off over the roof somewhere. So God knows where the power's coming from. Before I go, I just turn the isolator off, so when I do find the trip breaker, I can just turn it on. At least that way I know I'm isolating what... I mean, it might not even just be this goddamn circuit, eh? Because look, it goes all the way down. I've got to work out what's going on here. So I followed that down here, and they've looped it into here as well, so you can kind of see, you know, awesome, exposed wire, perfect. But that wire there loops up to here, and they've got no power here either, so... yeah, it seems like they're running those two at minimum off the one feed. So I'm just wandering around, and this is the third aircon that will not turn on. So it seems like they've got more than one, or more than at least three. I haven't found the rest yet. We'll see how we go. So I've resorted to basically trying to follow this goddamn thing, and it does. It just comes straight into there. There is a switchboard on the other side, but naturally nothing's labelled. The particular aircon. I mean, I think they've done a rejig, so that unit there is labelled MR9, but now these places are known as like MP. I'm sorry, they were MP9, and now it's like MR fucking 1.3. The only reason I know that one in particular is MR9 is because it's got a little label on the front that says it. None of the rest of them do, but that switchboard there, which I did follow, which it looks like that goes to, says something about MR6, MR7, MR8, nothing about MR9. So yeah, living the dream. Basically it like comes across here and goes into over here. So that's off. Those two, like this one's off, that one's in the, see that one's in the, oh no, that is off as well. But you can see here, nothing about MP9. Right, so I took a stab. The one up on the top left that said heater for R8 or whatever it was, I flicked that one on first. So I'd isolated all of the units. So this one, that one, and the one up there on the roof, I should say. And I now have power, so at least I've got something to go off. So now I'll start going ahead and just testing each individual unit just to make sure that there were no like direct shorts, and then we can turn this thing on. Okay, so just a quick little test. That hooked up to earth, so just a test. There we go. So I'm going to go to S1. No. Well, neutral again, so you can see like a pathway anyway. So yeah, there you go. On my comms wire, which again, fucking thermostat wire. That's fine. And okay, so that's reading okay. So that's just this unit. I'm gonna go test that other one now. So while testing this one next to it, the older one, I found this. Don't know if this is my issue, but it's definitely an issue. So I can zoom in there. So forget that. Oh, hello, and it's out. Great, perfect. We'll get that secured. So I've gone through and just done a quick little check on all three. Can't find anything, so I'm going to start turning the isolators on individually, and then we will go ahead and start turning them on as well and see what happens. Okay, power's now applied to the newer unit. We'll go inside and turn it on. Actually, before we do that, we'll just make sure that the boards are communicating as well. So compressor's just kicked on now. So the breaker, it wasn't even in the trip position, so I'm fairly confident it's these ones, but these ones, when they trip, they go into the middle, and that was just straight up off. So, I mean, there's always a potential that someone's just turned this off, but let's go ahead and test anyway. I'm still, like, if you're gonna do that, just leave some kind of reasoning for why you've isolated it, anything. So I actually got trip up a bit. Only these two are run off that circuit. That one up there is actually run off its own circuit. It doesn't even have an isolator up there. But coincidentally, that one just had a faulty thermostat or wall controller. So I tried to turn it on and had the emergency operation switch, and it turned on. So yeah, it was a little bit confusing because that was basically just going straight over there. There was no wire going directly across there. So it's only these two I need to properly test anyway. This is the older of the two. This one has power. Because it is an older style, it's actually power is coming from the indoor. So mains goes up there and then comes down here to the outdoor. So we'll go inside and test. So this one, nothing. Gonna pull that off. There should be an emergency switch behind that cover there. Righto, so this is that third unit that I originally thought was teed in to those other two outside. I was going down the path of there being an issue with the controller because I was basically hitting it and nothing was happening. However, what's actually happened is they mixed up the controllers. So this is the controller for this unit, which was in the other room, and this one was the controller for the other room, which was in this room. So this one, nothing. This one, there you go, huh? Nice and easy. Right, condenser 2's now fired up. That one's still running. They're both pumping out heat. Gonna run and test them for the next little while, see if anything happens. But in the meantime, I'm gonna go label that switch. So, unit's been running for, I don't know, 10 minutes now or 15 minutes now without issue. You can see here, nice sweat back here. However, on that one, we have got nothing. So we're gonna go test our supply air temps and then get a gauge on that, but probably gonna be low. All right. Yeah, it's basically nothing, eh? We'll go get a gauge on it. So turns out it doesn't even seem like the compressor's actually running. So I'll put up a little screen grab now so you can see what the pressures are, or what the pressure is doing, I should say, the suction pressure. But I reckon we'll first start with that capacitor, eh? So just taking the cover off and touching. Yeah, that is scorching hot, man. So 25 microfarad capacitor, plus or minus 5%, and we're at 0%. So should have one of these in the car. We'll go have a look. Annoyingly, I either had a 22 or a 45, so yeah, for testing purposes, that's going to be fine anyway. If that compressor's going to start, this will be enough to do it, and then we can come back and replace it with the proper one. But yeah, we'll get this in now and test it. All right, just got that sitting there. We'll turn power on now. Cool, fan and compressor have started. Again, I'll throw up a little thing so you can see my pressures, but yeah, just the capacitor, eh? I mean, I don't know if that's enough to take out a breaker, tripper breaker. Like I said, it looked like it was just off anyway. But yeah, who knows? We will pack this up now. Actually, I might just let it run for a minute or two just to make sure it actually works properly. And then we will pack up and we'll have to come back with the right capacitor. rated current for the unit is 3.34 and we're running 2.8, so that's good. I'm gonna get this cover back on so we can test properly. Awesome, that's working nicely now. Look, because it is peak summer, I'm gonna leave this running. We will come back with the correct capacitor. This is a particular site, not just myself, but a whole bunch of other people are here pretty frequently, so we had to get back here in the next day or so to replace it. But yeah, that's the end of this one. Actually, I can't remember if I said, but I will mention the thermostat wire and the twin heads off one circuit. I just don't like it, so we'll mention that to them, and if they want to change it, they can get us back out to change it.